Hello everyone, this is video number 3 in what was originally, I said, a step-by-step video build of this Trumpeter 1/48 scale P-40 Warhawk. It's really not becoming a step-by-step build because I'm just showing you kind of what I've done, so you're not seeing every step, you're just kind of seeing an overview, so I'll stop calling it a step-by-step. But the last time that I made a video, I showed you that I had completed the fuselage for all intents and purposes, or at least had completed a lot of it. Since then, what I've done is I have constructed the wings along with these flaps here, and I've also added the top of the front of the fuselage above where the engine would be. Below, on the bottom, you can see that I have painted the landing gear bay areas, and I did that using Tester's flat green. May not be perfectly historically accurate, in all honesty, but it's probably decently close. You'll see here, if you look, that there are some pieces of masking tape here. The guns on this particular kit were a little different than some others that you might see if you're working model airplanes. The guns were actually separate pieces, the entire gun, that mounted between the two halves of the wings. So I painted those entire guns gunmetal, and then inserted them into the wing slot, or in between the two halves of the wings, and then assembled the wings. So that left a painted part sticking out, the gun barrels sticking out the front of the wing. So I went ahead and taped those up so that when I prime and paint the plane, those hopefully won't get any paint on them. If they do, I'll just have to go back and touch them back up with gunmetal. Anyway, I'm just going to kind of turn this in different directions so you can see how it looks so far. Okay. Other things that I have done that you won't necessarily, or that you're not going to see here, is I have primed the propeller, which I'm going to be painting soon. I have dipped the canopy pieces in this Pledge floor wax, and those will sit up for a couple of days, and then they will harden and they'll be ready for taping. And then there were a few places on the plane, I don't know if you're going to be able to see them very well or not, but I'll show them to you, that just didn't go together perfectly. I found some pictures online, and there's a seam in the model right there that doesn't exist on the real plane. So I puttied that up. And then this piece here didn't go together very well. I got it together as best as I could using Tamiya extra thin cement to melt the plastic so that it would adhere together and fill up the gaps, but there were still some gaps left. So again, putty. And I had to use the putty in a few other places as well, but I got it together pretty well. It's probably not perfect, but it's pretty good. I'm happy with it so far. So the next step will be, I can't really touch the canopy until Wednesday night, but on Wednesday night I can tape up the canopy and put it on here using Micro Industries Crystal Clear. That will allow me at that point then to prime and begin pre-shading the plane. I will probably fill in the landing gear bays with silly putty, or if I can come up with some before I'm ready to do it, with some blue tack. And then that'll keep those, all that green protected whenever I prime and spray. And then ultimately, these, on the pictures that I found online, right here, and the bottom, the inside of the flaps that'll be mounted on there were kind of a beige color. So I'm going to have to try to come up with that color, but those will get painted quite a bit later. You'll see that later. Anyway, that's where I am so far. Still tons of work to do, but it's coming along pretty nicely. I'm pleased with it so far. And I probably won't get to touch it too much again until, well, maybe tomorrow or otherwise Wednesday. So tune in when I make the next video. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and have a great day.